heat. Really, for all of these athletes, it's a big step up in performance to be challenging for gold medals. But it's not a step up for these men. The German 8, really the dominant force in the 8 this year. They set the world's best time in Poznan. And so let's remember, this is the fastest crew there's ever been. And now here they are at the World Championships. They won their heat, but that US crew pushed them hard. They were only 1 second ahead of the crew from the United States. Will Homewater help the American crew here? Very high hopes in the grandstand as we're ready for the race.
And we're away in the men's 8. And you hear the flurry of noise and white water as the coxswains start going crazy, directing their crews. This is the event that you cannot be dropped off the start. So a good start here, a fast start, being in the field is the most important. And it looks like it is the Kiwis and the Germans going bow ball for bow ball just at the head of the field.
It is, Sarah. It's so important to get out. Johannes Ocek, the German stroke, Martin Sauer, the Cox behind him. But the Germans, if they don't get out first, they don't worry, because they want to move the quickest of these 8s from the 250 to the 500-metre mark. That is where they come up to top speed. There we're riding with the Americans. A lot of shouts for them. Mike Tatey, the coach, brought in to rescue the American rowing system. Had a fantastic result in the heat. And the Americans right in there in the mix. New Zealand, but for my money, the green bows of the Germans out in front. I can't see who's going to head them in this race.
Currently the fastest boat on the course, it is the Germans with just a narrow lead over the Kiwis. It'll be interesting to see how the Kiwis go. They had a disappointing regatta in Lucerne, missing the A final, but it looks like they're well and truly in the race in this early stage at least. Yeah,
they were second in the repechage to qualify for this final behind the USA, but that is a fantastic lead the Germans have posted over the Italians at this early stage. Sauer looks back over his left shoulder. You know, it's your gold medal to lose, mate. You have got nearly a length on the Italians. Sensational speed, Greg.
Yeah, it's a great start from the German crew. We see all the experience, the calmness in the German boat. It's the New Zealanders on the far side who've gone with them, just that canvas or so. But on the rest of the field, that's a pretty big lead for the Germans to have taken. It looks like about half a length on this US crew. The US team tends to lack a bit of consistency over the 4 years, not having any government funding, only funded by personal sponsors and donations, putting them on a slightly different footing to the rest of the crews, and they're coming back now in this middle section. But it's this efficient, smart-looking German crew who are leading the field.
That is a great move from the US in the second quarter, Greg. Mike Tatey said his crew doesn't have any special bag of tricks. I was out riding with them on course the other day, but they are very, very consistent. The Italians set the world alight in the opening heat, really formed from nowhere, but they're languishing back at the moment. Not quite the form we saw in the heat, Sarah.
No, that's right. We've seen some extraordinary performances from the Italians throughout this regatta, so we can't discount them because a lot of those wins are becoming in the second half of the race. But for me, the Kiwis over in lane 1, what a surprise. We're coming up to the halfway mark, and the Kiwis are maybe a canvas down on the Germans. This is an incredible race.
Well, it is an incredible race. You can see the determination on James Lash in the bow seat. He was a former lightweight. He's come up to heavyweight, and the Kiwis haven't let the Germans get away at all, as we now see these Italians and Americans pushing in for these bronze medal positions.
Yeah, the Dutch have got a fast sprint finish. They don't seem to have the form that they had in the repechage quite when they took that race to qualify for the final. Look at it, Germany on the far side. Next to them, it's the Italians. And you can see we're riding with the Germans there. Johannes Ocek with the white cap behind him. Richard Smith, Olympic champion, together with the coxswain Martin Sauer from London 2012. They had to settle for silver last year. 3 of the rowers and the cox took that silver medal in Rio, but now they're on form for gold.
But look at the move coming further back in the field. The Italians, the Kiwis and the Americans are now locked together. It looks like the Germans have been decisive in this third quarter of the race, but the other boats are compressing now for the silver and the bronze medal positions. The Italians are starting to come back.
I think the whole field looks like it's tightening up behind the Germans. The Germans have just got a relentlessness about them and efficiency, which has taken them out now to 3/4 of their length. The New Zealanders are going back into the field, and everyone else is tightening up behind them.
There's a short reverse angle. Italy challenging for a medal. Germany out in front. The Germans, coached by Uwe Bender, took over from Rolf Holtmeier this year, done a fantastic job, but he's going to be out of employment at the end of these championships. The Germans don't want him to coach their 8 anymore. Fancy that. Anyone want Uwe Bender for a job?
As they come through with 500 metres to go, it is the Germans now with almost a length of the United States of America. They're in silver. The crowd is going crazy. The Kiwis have slipped back into 4th because here come the Italians.
And we've seen incredible sprinting all through the week. The Americans, can they do it? They're coming back. They seem to be closing every stroke now on the German crew, and there's still 400 metres to go. Can the Americans do this? And can the rest of the field close up? It's hard to call where the bronze medal's going to be going.
There's Pat Abel, the stroke man of the American crew, just 23 years of age. And the coxswain looking over Julian Vanowski, 24 years of age. He called it. He's looking at the Italians. He's looking at the Germans. Mike Tatey said his crew doesn't have a bag of tricks. We know they have now. Look at that sprint.
250 metres to go. The Germans have half a length. The fast finishing Americans are coming through. With them are the Italians. The Kiwis, they've been spat out the back. They're in 5th position now, and here come the Dutch. 42 strokes a minute in 4th.
And a check there, the stroke man, the big 5-man Jakob Schneider, putting in the power when it matters. There's the Italians coming back, Greg.
The Italians are 45 strokes a minute. They're now coming back. I think the Germans have got enough to hold on. The Americans went early. Now they're going to be hanging on for the silver medal, with the Italians coming up so fast. And we've also got the bow there of the Netherlands boat coming into it. As we're coming into the line, it is going to be Germany for gold. It's going to be the USA for second. Italy do hang on for that bronze, with the Netherlands fast finishing in 4th. The young Romanians and the New Zealand coming in 6th.
What a fantastic row from Germany. 5:26, sub 5:30. The Italian double scull watches. Martin Sauer puts his fist, pumps his fist. Richard Smith lies back, exhausted. Malte Jacek with the sunglasses can't raise anything, but these Americans, they have shown the world what they're capable of when you get Mike Tatey, the charismatic coach, in the seat. The Italians looked after by their young coach, Vittorio Altobelli. Blades going up all over the place.
Yeah, look how pleased the Italians are with the silver medal. I mean, the Germans, I guess they are the form crew. And one of the Italians so pleased he's jumped into the water. I'm not sure what the health and safety people would think of that, but he wants to come down to the stroke seat and celebrate with the men in the stern of the boat.
Yeah, I'm loving that, because this is a very safe place to swim. The World Triathlon Championships here, alligators aside. But this, I mean, braver than the Dutch. Where were you yesterday when your women's quad won? You weren't in the water. There's a man, he's taking a swim back. He doesn't care. I'm not sure which seed in the 8 he was. Let's go for the replay. Calm, cool, poise from the Uwe Bender coach crew.
Well, we said it at the beginning that the Germans were probably the crew to beat. They set the world's best time ever, and they delivered on that. These New Zealanders so brave early on, but not able to hang on.
And the Germans have been really pushed this season, and you know, they've had to work for it. They had the Australians less than a second behind them in Lucerne. They had the Americans a second behind them in the heat here, but they've just been so cool and so calm and kept the big picture, which is to win this gold medal at the World Championships. And a great season for the German 8, back to their glorious best that we've seen, certainly leading up to the London 2012 Games.
So there we see Jakob Schneider just going through the picture. Big German 6-man or 5-man, Malte Jacek at 6. The Olympic champion, Richard Schmidt in the 7th seat, really anchoring that whole boat behind the beautiful rhythm of Johannes Ocek. There's the American charge. Look at that, Greg.
A lovely pitch from above, isn't it? Just seeing the length and power that the American crew were achieving, and then the celebrations from this German crew, who really just delivered when they really needed to. The pressure was on. We thought it could be a romantic home win for the Americans, or